Come on, let's go.
Hurry up.
I was grabbing a beer.
Welcome to PorchTlk podcast where three 20-somethings, soon to be 30-somethings, are figuring out their life and helping you figure out yours along the way. I'm Eric.
Ezra, Brockwood Elementary, class of 06, valedictorian.
You sound a little muffled like you're covered, but we're going to keep running through it, and I don't really know why.
Probably acoustics in this dining room.
Could be that.
It's not great.
No Morgan this week. She'll hopefully be back with us in a little bit. She's just got some stuff she's got to handle, so just let her do her thing while she's doing that damn thing.
Yep.
We had a lot to get into. Is there anything you want to start with particularly? I was thinking maybe do we just start this off? Like, let's just get into these cookout rules that you sent the other day.
That'll work.
Okay.
I'll need them read off because I don't remember them.
All right, here's my thing. There was like 15 rules. Do you want me to read all 15 rules to you?
Nah, just tell me like the heavy hitters.
I wish I would have read these beforehand so I would know which one they are.
Mhm.
This is easy. Do not show up if you are not invited by the host. I don't care who you know. Easy one.
Oh, I remember. You might have to read all 15. Yes, agree. I agree. Because like sometimes, like niggas be like, yeah, I got to cook out is so-and-so. And then like they pull up with 2-3 people and I was like, nigga, who the fuck told you to bring them?
Yeah. You gotta get the invite because you can't even account. What if you don't account for this many people to show up? Everybody brings 1-2 people. Now it's like double the size. This is kind of like if you're invited, don't bring extra people with you. That's kind of like a hand in hand with one.
Same thing.
Always ask, do I need to bring anything? Even if the answer is no, bring a bag of chips at the minimum.
I agree. You can't show up empty-handed. I think I'm gonna probably at least come with some alcohol. Probably not bringing like any food, but I'll at least come with some alcohol.
That's fair because I feel like honestly, like a bag of chips might almost be more disrespectful than just coming empty-handed.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you have not contributed financially to the event, you are not entitled to leave with anything wrapped in aluminum foil or in a Tupperware container.
I agree. You cannot leave with a to-go plate. You can't leave with Tupperware. You can't ask to take some home for anybody you know, nigga. What, you brought nothing here but your appetite.
I was gonna say, I don't think, unless it was like a family event or like if someone was like, listen, we're just not gonna eat this, please take it. I don't really think
Yeah.
I'd ever be like, let me get a plate to go.
Yeah, that's crazy. Even if it's like the best dessert you ever had, the best pecan pie. Like, if you brought nothing, you contributed nothing, you get your one slice and that's it. You don't get to like put a little bit on a plate and like ask for aluminum foil to leave.
I'm not gonna lie. If you love it that much, you better just steal it. Don't ask for anything.
Yeah.
Just take it and walk out. Just keep
Probably
moving.
your best bet. Take the whole pan. Like,
Whose pan is this? I don't matter. It don't matter. Everyone has rules at their house. Be respectful or don't come. I think that's easy. That's
yeah,
makes sense.
pretty self-explanatory.
Oh, some people are gonna get mad at this one, but I don't think they have any right to be. If your children are not well behaved, you must stay at home with your children. Sorry, not sorry.
No, like I completely agree. I'm probably not having cookouts where children are involved because I don't have kids. So if I don't have kids, like don't bring your kids.
Oh, they added a little thing. The Saints will mingle with the Aints. If you can't handle that, stay home. All right.
That's fair.
This is not. Whoa. Okay. This is not the time for you to learn the latest line dance. Sit down somewhere you had all spring or winter to practice.
They still not wrong.
God. Listen, this one, if you smoke, I don't care what it is, sit yourself down in an isolated area. No one wants that stuff blowing in their face or over their food.
I agree. You pretty much got to go out. You got to go back like out to the cars to smoke.
Yeah. It's just common courtesy. What are we doing? I know this one my mom would heavily agree with because we were talking about this and she had a lot of issues with this going to parties growing up when she had like me and stuff because she would take care of me. This goes along with number 7, which is about your kids. The Cookout is not a free babysitting service. You brought your child, you watch your kid. My mom would always talk about when I was growing up and stuff, like people just let their kids go crazy, and she'd be like, "What the fuck are these parents doing?"
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, it's not we made it here, so like go run around and play. Fuck no, this is your kid.
Yeah,
Might
like
as well put that
have a
nigga on
little
a baby on
responsibility.
them little dog joints, get a little leash going, a little leash action or retractable.
Uh, all right. The food is not going to run out. Stop making these gigantic plates knowing you can't eat it all. Yes, but there's also been times where food has run out, so we
I was
can't
gonna
act
say
like that
that's the
hasn't
problem.
happened.
Like the food do sometimes run out. So
Listen, if it's good, you might have to get a little heavier. If you know it's gonna
yeah,
be, if it's gonna be like some good stuff that's gonna go quick, extra scoop. I'm not mad at it.
no, I agree.
All right, this one seems petty. Stop asking who made the potato salad. If I told you who, you wouldn't know anyway.
No, I agree. Because I definitely agree. I've been to some like family reunions. I've been to some cookouts, and I'm like, hey, who made this? Who made this? And I don't know you. I don't know these niggas anyway. Like, what does it matter to me? Like, what?
Listen, I need that
You know your
recipe.
cousin so and so is his mom's neighbor's so, and I'm like, what the fuck is this lady?
Really should just have like how we do the PorchTlk stuff. We should just have like links to everybody's food of like recipes. So if it's fire, you could just pop in and like steal it and go.
That would be kind of solid, low key.
Yeah. Before you trip about the sodas not being name brand, ask yourself: did you contribute one dime?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna
Just-
complain about the sodas every time, but I'm also not planning to contribute. So let me shut up.
you need those name brand sodas for sure.
Yeah, like what am I doing? Drinking cola?
Uh, all right, this is the last one on here. Very fair point though. Before you open a fresh bottle of water, finish the one you started.
I need to put that rule in my own house because I got somebody who'll drink a couple sips, set it down, and get another one.
Those bottles don't grow on trees,
They
man.
don't. We're killing the universe. We're killing it.
Yeah, just for people to have a little water here and there. That's crazy.
I'm not even getting bottled water for the cookout. Go get it out the hose.
Are there any other things that you just think about with cookouts that you're like, this is things we just cannot be doing?
Um, don't don't come early if you plan to leave early too. Because I know people are like, I'm gonna get there early because I can only stay for an hour or two. I always used to tell my siblings because I got a couple siblings like that they're gonna stop at Thanksgiving for like hour 15. So they'll get there like soon as people start coming to my mom's. The problem is now you're like for sure going to get backed in, but then you're gonna complain and try to inconvenience everybody to come get you unbacked in. And it's like, nigga, you got here knowing you would be in this situation and still did this. Like, no, don't don't be in any situation where you know you're gonna have to leave before people, but you still put yourself in a situation where you're like backed in. Hell no, I'm not moving cars for you. You're gonna have to wait.
Yeah, you should honestly be accounting for that. Like, if you know you're going to dip
Yeah.
out, you should have a plan of how you're going to be able to get out.
Yeah. When I got older and had to come visit my parents, and I was planning on leaving, I would park at my neighbor's house because they have way less people coming for Thanksgiving. I don't know them my whole life. I would park over there because then it's just pulling out that driveway as opposed to being backed in by like 20 cars at my house. But niggas not smart. They don't be thinking like
Yeah.
that.
I think another thing for cookouts, like, listen, just leave whoever's grilling, just leave them alone. We don't need you to come be like, oh, you might need to flip that. Like, oh, it's gonna
Yeah.
like just let them cook.
Yeah. Let the griller grill. Also, shout out to the griller. Stay on the grill. I was at a cookout
Mm.
and Griller kept like leaving. He was going to play games. He was beer ponging. He was in the house on the Wii at one point. I said, nigga, who's watching the grill? So yeah, like if your job is the grill, I get it. It's committed. You got to stay there, but like do your fucking job.
Yeah, no, you can't be doing all these side quests because everything's gonna be burnt if you let it go.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Hmm. Any other rules? I mean, only thing is like, listen, we got to have enough alcohol if we're gonna do it, but like, don't be trying to just kill it for no reason. Like,
yeah,
people got drive. We got shit to do.
people do have to drive. Like, come with a DD if you plan to drink. Cause like I don't want to feel bad letting you leave drunk, but also like I'm not your dad, so like you are gonna have to leave.
Don't make me feel like a bad guy because I
Yeah.
forced you to drunk drive because you're not staying here. Jesus. All right. I'm gonna hit you with this one real quick because I think you were a fan of this one. You fight one celebrity, and if you win, you take all of their money. Who are you fighting?
It'd have to be like worth my time, not worth my time. It'd have to be like super high risk, low reward. No, not high risk, low risk, high reward, which is like a tough scenario to come by. Um, I'm saying Kevin Hart or Adam Sandler because
I was thinking Kevin Hart also.
they both have crazy money and neither of them stand a chance. So like,
A part of me was thinking Taylor Swift, but I feel like she might be tall.
that does not. I was assuming women were not included in this.
I mean, let me stop myself. Yeah, we'll keep them out. We'll keep them out. Kevin Hart is a tiny man.
Yeah, Kevin Hart is definitely on the like quick lick list, as well as I gotta put Adam Sandler on. I know Adam's got crazy money, and I would consider Dr. Phil on this list too. He's got crazy bread. The amount of time he was on daytime TV, he's got to be like a 100 millionaire or something of the sort.
Why is Kevin Hart trying to hide his height?
So
He's
what?
5'4", 5'5".
Yeah, no chance.
But he's like low key athletic. Like he was doing a lot of shit. He might have hands.
Yeah, that's not gonna help him.
Hmm. I have questions. You think you can beat up Dr. Phil?
Easily,
Do you think you could beat up Tyler Perry?
Tyler Perry easily. Tyler's tall, but that's it.
Do we consider like George Lucas somebody who is a celebrity? He like
I don't
created
know.
Star Wars.
I don't even know who that is.
He's worth like 5.5 billion.
Yeah, he can get the hands too, for sure.
Steven Spielberg, because like George Lucas is 79, Steven Spielberg is 77. I think just by age, I should be able to take these people.
Yeah, low key, like those are wins, easy wins.
Let me ask you this. This is just different. I don't know how rich this man is. Could you beat up Skip Bayless?
Easy. Come on now, what?
Bro, Skip's super healthy.
That means nothing. Yeah, he's toast.
Stephen A. Smith,
Smacked, easily smacked.
Colin Coward,
All of the like reporters, no question in my head. The former athletes is gonna get dicey.
Shannon Sharp. Let's just
No
get through it.
chance. Yeah, like Shannon, Keyshawn, probably like the Paul Pierces in them, because those NBA niggas are just massive still, so their wingspan is gonna be crazy, and they're not quite old enough to be like, yeah, I know I got them, because they're still in their 40s, plus that height and reach advantage. So yeah, probably not those guys. I'd stay with
Uh,
former athletes.
Tom Brady, last one for you. That's an athlete.
Oh yeah, Tom Brady's toast.
He's not. He's light work.
Like easily, Tom is toast.
6'4", dude. That's a big range.
Yeah, it's not gonna help him. Tom's gone. JJ Riddick's toast. Like JJ though.
Oh, I actually have one
Ooh,
more.
ooh, McAfee waxed. I'm waxing
Pat
McAfee.
McAfee.
I'm waxing Pat McAfee.
I don't know. I don't know about that. He gets injured though. He like tore his like quad playing soccer last week. What about Julian Edelman, 5'10"?
Oh yeah, no chance. Those are not the ones I'd be worried about.
McAfee's 6'1". Interesting.
Yeah, but he's a punter. Like let's keep that in like perspective.
Dave Chappelle. I
Dave
could
is
beat
gonna
up
get
Dave
dicey
Chappelle.
because Dave's probably like what, like 6'1", 6'2", and I think Dave is from like DC, so I'm sure he has hands.
He's 6 foot even.
6 foot. Out of the list so far, that's like one I consider a push because he's older, but he's not like super old. But I'm sure he does have hands. I'd take my chances, but I don't think I'd like wax him. That's
I'm
probably
gonna
the
make
most
this.
questionable.
I'm gonna make this the question of the week because I really want to know what people like who they think they can beat up.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely people we're not thinking about.
Oh, absolutely.
Bill Cosby, if he has any money left.
I couldn't. Just the love and respect I got for Bill in my heart, I couldn't.
This was I don't know how old this was, but it said he at one point had like 400 mil.
Sheesh. Shout out, Mr. Huxtable.
Oh, one more actually. I just thought about it. Jake Paul is supposed to fight Mike Tyson, who's like 64. Could you beat up a 64-year-old Mike
Hell
Tyson?
no. Hell no. I see Mike throw punches in the gym.
Crazy speed. All right. I saw this on Twitter the other day. Wanted to get your opinion on it. Basically, long story short, this mom surprised her daughter, who I think just turned like 15 or 16, to like learns permit driver's license age, with a car for her birthday. Daughter came outside, saw it, went back inside. Her mom was like, "What's going on?" She's like, "I don't like that car. Like, I don't want that. Like, you and dad both have nice cars. I figured like my first car would also be nice." And her mom's like, "What are you talking about? Like, it's a first car." And she's like, "I'm entitled to my opinion. I don't like it. I don't want it. Blah blah blah."
Mm.
If you got your kid their first car and they were like, "I don't like it. I don't want it. I'm not gonna be driving it." How are you handling that situation?
It's tough because one, that is fine. They will not drive it. They probably will drive nothing in my home. Um, it'll be a while before I waiver on my word and even let them drive it since they acted like that. Yeah, it would be a lot. They would learn the hard way. Like, yeah, you're not driving shit ever for probably a very very long time. But on the opposite end of that, I get it, especially with like social media being what it is today. Like a car reveal, you don't want a car reveal come out to something shitty, and then like your friends got nice whips, your parents got nice whips, so you probably thought you were getting a nice whip. I actually, throughout all my time of selling beaters and getting rich off of that job, I would actually never buy my kid a beater. I just think it's a better investment to get them a quality first car, like 4 or 5 years out, that they can then drive through high school, through college, and have in their young adulthood, because then that takes the burden off of them. So that would be my plan. I would probably just finance them a car and do it like that. Hopefully, have it paid off by the time they get to college or through college. But on the face of they get a beater, they're upset about the beater. There's a lot wrong with that because then it's like, how did you raise this child? Like they're gonna act like that, spoiled, bratty, annoying. Like, come on, I can't even be friends with you after this. I don't even like you as a kid.
Yeah. I mean, I get the whole aspect of like social media, but at the same time, like just to have a car, like when you're a teenager, to be able to go do
Yeah,
whatever you want, like who cares? Like, I mean, like there was nothing wrong with my car. It wasn't like anything crazy. Like shout out to Effie, but like got me to point A to point B most of it through college and like after that. So like, there's who cares? Like, I
yeah.
don't know,
That's what she's definitely. The kid is. I don't know if you said a girl or a guy, but that
girl.
is what that kid is missing. Because, like in the grand scheme of things, having a whip as a teenager is a game changer. Like, come on, you need that. But
Yeah,
now you're
like
gonna be bumming rides from your parents, asking your dad to drop you off, asking friends to take you places. Come on now.
just thinking about being able to drive to school and not have to catch the bus, like go places afterwards, like, and
Yeah,
you're worried about what the car looks like. Like it was like a older Buick. It didn't look anything crazy, but it didn't look bad by any means. It was
yeah,
fine. It was just really regular.
yeah. She was expecting a fucking jeep.
Yeah, that was the one thing where she was like, "Oh, like you and dad have nice cars." Like I was expecting one. I was like, "That's cool and all," but like also a lot of teenagers like fuck up their cars.
A lot
So
of
like I
teenagers,
don't want to get you a super new nice one.
they fuck up their cars. They don't treat them well. They dog them. And also, like, me and dad have money. What the fuck you got, nigga?
Yeah, I think they because I think from the text messages it seemed like she like paid cash for it. So it's probably
Mm,
like like one of those like here's like 5 grand, like let me get that car. It's got
yeah,
probably like decent mileage and stuff like that.
yeah. Nah, she was definitely tripping.
You did make a good point though. Like, I don't hate your strategy. I don't know if I'd want to finance a car, or like not for a lot. Like, I don't want to have like multi-$100 car payment on a car for my kid, but also having something that can get you through high school and college and even like after that, like
Yeah,
that does help a lot as a young adult for sure.
yeah. That takes off a big burden. Having that pay for that car payment taken care of. All you got to do is take care of the like upkeep and car insurance. That's probably $300-400 off of your monthly bills as a young adult, and that's right now. In 15 years, that might be five, six, $700.
Yeah, like me and Anna were talking about this. Whenever her car like finally goes, like, it's gonna be like another Honda because like those things just last forever. The parts are super cheap. Maintenance
Yeah,
is easy. Like it just makes your life 1,000 times easier.
Hondas do. They last forever. I'm a big Ford guy. I'll ride it till the wheels fall off, as long as you treat them right.
Yeah.
I'm never. We was actually just talking about this. I'll actually at the end of this. But we were talking about like why we wouldn't get luxury cars. Me and Ethan. I
Hmm.
just the most I would have to be like 350, $400,000 a year, and I'd splurge. I get a G wagon just to say I did it. But outside of that, like they're making 2024 brand new cars every day for like 25, 30,000 if you get a Honda, Ford, or Kia. So why the fuck would I drop 75,000 on something else? Like that's crazy to me.
Dude, me and Anna just had that talk yesterday. We were like walking by and I saw like a BMW go by, and like instead of my mind like sick car, I was like, bro, the maintenance on that's a bitch. Because I think I was telling
Yep.
you guys when I went to go get my take the car to get oil change. Some guy was like trying to have he had an issue with one of his front lights, and he was like, "How much does cost a replacement?" And the guy was like, "Oh, it's gonna be like $800 for the part alone." I was like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck?"
It's stupid. It's stupid. My question was it was a question of the day a couple of weeks ago, actually last week. How much is the most you would pay in a car payment? And here's why. When I was in Atlanta, well, when I was at the last job, the nigga from Atlanta, one of the OMs, had a 2019 Jeep, but he paid 916 a month for it. I said, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? And to me, I stand on it. I pay 350 right now. Got a 2017. Got like 60 something thousand miles on it. In the last 19 months, I'll put like over 60,000 miles on it. Drives perfect. Purrs. I drive it everywhere. Monthly oil changes, shit like that. So treat your car right. It's gonna be fine. I paid 352. And 352, it wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. It's 352. To me, there is no way I would ever pay more than 500 max a month for a car. And at 500, it would probably have to be the top of the line of what I would want. It would be like a 2024 brand new, and that joint's going to be like 29, 30,000. It'd probably be a Kia K5. So that's coming 28,000 off the lot, and then I'd settle for a $500 payment. But like when their payments out here for like 200 to 350, why the fuck are you signing up to pay 916 a month for a Jeep? Bro.
Hmm.
And I told him, I was like, bro, the moment you drove that shit off, it depreciated one. Jeeps are like cool, they're fun to look at, but they're shitty cars. They're not comfortable. They're bumpy. They're fucking like that shit is horrible.
Yeah, when you said that, my immediate thought was 500's the max, but I would not
Yeah,
want to pay 500. I'd be
yeah.
like 2 to 3 would be ideal.
Bro, they hit me and said I could refinance. So they told me I could refinance it for like 228. And I was like, I just don't want to add an extra like a year or two to that. I think it was like an extra 18 months. I was like, fuck it.
Mm.
But like, I could have got it down mad lower. They actually keep sending me mail to try to refinance that bitch. But yeah, 916, insane. I know a shorty who had a fucking, she was one of my coworkers' wife. She had a Ford Fiesta. I don't even know if they still make Ford Fiestas. It was like a 2012. She got it off the lot, bad credit. She said her shit was 1,300 a month. A 2012 1,300 a month. I asked my
What?
coworker Tim. I was like, bro, what the fuck she got going on? And he was like, it was before we got married. She had bad credit. The salesman duped her. I was like, for $1,300 a month, you better give me a fucking Lamborghini.
Dude, that is.
1,300 a month.
I think it was like one of the. I don't know if it was a confessions cast or I just saw it where like some guy had bought in like a truck but like he couldn't even come close to whatever the payments were. They were like over a grand, and the
Yeah,
like wife left the guy. And she was like, why would you even do that to begin with? Like I told you not to. It doesn't make any logic. You can never afford it. Like what are you doing?
I know a dude who was a GM at in a logistics company as well. He got a 2018 Maserati. He said the payments were $1,600. He lived down in Miami, worked a lot in Atlanta. Business was booming. He was making like 140 at one point, like 140, nothing to be able to have that. But he was like, he's on the road, they pay for his hotels. He doesn't have to pay for an apartment. So he just didn't have an apartment, was putting all that money towards his shit. He got fired from that job. He said it took him 3 payments of like trying to like scrounge, make shit work. He said he didn't pay that payment for 2 months. And he was praying for the day to them to come repo that shit. And they ended up repoing it in like the middle of May. And he was like, he had never been so relieved to be off the hook. And I was like, buddy, like in my head, I kept thinking when I see niggas do shit like that or hear about stuff like that, I'm like, bro, you are a regular person. What the fuck made you think you needed a brand new Maserati? Like, you can't afford 140,000. You can't afford a Maserati. Like, that's money,
Dude,
but you cannot afford these cars.
that I think that's the one thing where like as you become well, I would say as you become adult, but clearly not.
Yeah,
Um, you just don't care about that as much because when you think about it logically, like you said, as soon as you drive off the lot, there's no value left in that car.
yeah,
Like it just depreciates. So why not? If anything, just go buy a used one. Who the fuck cares?
yeah. Literally buy used. All I care about is the monthly payment being low and the miles per gallon. That's big to me. I asked him about that junk, and he was saying he was like he had to get an oil change, and it was like $700. He was like it broke down one day, and he had to like roadside it, and then it took him like 2 months to get the parts for it, and I was like $4,800, and I was like, bro, that's what niggas like you aren't thinking about. Like rich people who make like real money. Not saying that 140 ain't real money compared to rich niggas. I was like,
Yeah,
they don't give a fuck because they'll sign a check for 10,000 and have that sit in the fucking lot for 2 months and fix when they get there. I was like, that's not only a dent in your pocket, but now you don't got a fucking car because you already don't have money because you barely have enough to pay this fucking payment. Like the payment on the car is only half the problem for cars like that because those parts are so fucking expensive.
it's a crazy mindset. I think one of the replies I was reading to this initial story was like I was talking to a girl and she was like, I'd rather take like an early 2000s Benz over like a 2018 like Toyota, and it's like, what are you why? Like we're not thinking about the process
Yo,
here. Like
you
people are just thinking about the material goods.
you said pretty much a newer car that's going to be easy to upkeep and will run forever. You would take a brand just off of the brand alone. That's probably a piece of shit if it's a 2000s, and you're going to put endless money of work into that. Big
That's
B bought he used to have, I think it was like a 2009 Beamer. He bought it in 2009 or some shit. It might have been 2005 that he bought back then, and he had to sell it. He had me sell it for him back in like 2020, 2019, 2020. He had it from the day he got it. He bought it off the lot brand new, and it got to the point 17 years old. He was just pouring endless money into it every month, like $2,000 here, $3,000
oof,
here. There was times where that shit was in the shop more than like at the house, and he was like, "I just got to get rid of it."
bro, no chance. My dad had BMW. He got rid of it. I
Yeah,
probably for the same reason. Like it's just
got
like
to. After a
crazy.
certain amount of years, that shit is just like fucking a drains you of money.
I don't even know. Like thinking about it now and what I know about, like I have a general idea about how much my parents made. I don't know how the fuck my dad ever afforded that. That must have been like a midlife crisis, like or like an early
Hey,
midlife crisis, because I don't know what the fuck was going
he needed it, man.
on. This can transition to our next topic though really well. Where I saw a quote where someone said, "People don't believe in starter cars, house, etc. That's why everyone's so miserable." And I think that's true. I mean, just talking about cars alone, like people just want to jump all the way to like XYZ. And like if
Yeah.
I was getting a car, I'd be like low miles, good brand, can the Kia boys not just hack into my shit and
Yeah,
take my car immediately? Like that's where my concerns are at right now.
truly. Fucking no, I agree, low key. I don't believe in starter houses because just how my parents were, they had one house the whole life. I'm the type of person where I settle down, I want to like settle down for years. Like that's the house I intend to have forever. And I don't me and
Ooh.
my plan on only having one kid, so it's not
Hmm.
like we need to grow into a house. Get a 4 bedroom from the start, and you should be straight. Luck out, get a 5 bedroom, you're real cool. Get some land, and that's whatever. But I do agree, the idea of starter cars, starter houses, shit like that, like it's tanked because I think that's a big social media thing. Niggas want what's hot right now, like
Yeah.
fucking Broncos. Broncos
Mm.
are nice. Broncos are lit. Nigga, the way Broncos flew off the lot because niggas just want a Broncos right now. Niggas want Jeeps right now, and it's like, bro, like you can get this for now because this is in your means, and then like get a job, get some money under you, settle, and then you can go get the car you want within reason. Because at some point we do got to tell these niggas like, hey, what your dream car is probably ain't best for your budget long term.
Yeah. Your dream car is not matching your budget car.
I know a nigga who said that like he would sacrifice house size down payment for a house for the car of his dreams, and he was 23, working with him at DHL. We was making the same bread, so it was like 75 with the sign on, with not counting the sign on. And he was like, "Yeah, I was saving up because him and his fiance, he had just got engaged, and he was like, he had saved up like 20 something thousand. He got a brand new Beamer, fucking, it was a M30, what is it,
M3
328?
probably.
Yeah, I think it was a 328i or some shit. That's just like 80, 75, 80 off the lot. And he was like, he put his fucking house down payment money on that because he was like, I'll sacrifice a house because I'll make that over time for the car of my dreams. I've wanted this since I was 16. And I was like, I don't know who said yes to marrying you, but like, they need to retract that. Because I already know you are a terrible nigga. Like, that's the worst financial decision I've ever heard anybody say.
Bro, that literally just makes no logical sense there.
And like, what's the I think that like everybody wants the clout, everybody wants the flex. That's the thing that I struggle with the most because I'm like, nigga, you pull up to the same job all of us pull up to. We know you. You are a regular person. It's not like you pull up to the restaurant and niggas think you're a celebrity. Like that's not like that's why niggas get Lambos, Maseratis, like brand new shit like that. You're a regular person. That's just weird.
Yeah, people really have like this obsession. I mean, cars, clothes, like jewelry, like stuff like that with like flexing for social. And it's like, but like, why? Like, what does that do for you? A couple likes?
Bro, I know a nigga with a Cuban. Like he got a tennis chain, and it's real. Probably like I think he said like 11 G's. He got it for his birthday for himself a couple years back. He's 28. He make okay money, and he wears it everywhere. And I told him I was like, bro, like the crazy thing is like you wear this shit to your regular job with regular people. Like, who do you think you're impressing in there? Everybody knows roughly what you make. They make the same amount of money as you, and you still clock a 9 to 5 like every nigga in there. Like, this is a weird, like, power trip flex.
Yeah, that's. I will say, like, hand up, I'm kind of on the same page. The only thing that, like, I don't really want to do is like a starter house. Like, I don't think I'd want to live in just like a small little ranch style
Yeah,
house for like a couple years. Like, I'd rather just go get a house.
I agree. It seems like a bad, like, return on investment.
Yeah.
Like, to go through the process of finding a house, to then be like, yeah, we'll stay here for a couple of years and then move. Because I feel like what happens is during that starter house process, you're probably like, well, we'll move when we want to start a family. And then you start a family probably comes before you get the new house or at the same time as you're looking. That's more additional stress, or you're cramped in the spot while trying to find. I just don't think it's a good concept.
No, I think the only way you could justify like starter house is if you get like, let's say you get like a 4 or 5 bedroom, but it needs work and renovations.
Yeah,
That's like in a different stage than like necessarily
yeah,
like getting a starter house.
I agree. And I think now a lot of people, unless you like live in like the city, like New York, DC, LA, I think a lot of people are like renting homes anyway in this like time frame. So like
Yeah.
I feel like you just rent your starter house, pay the fucking rent until you find a house that you want to like go buy.
Yeah. That's the one thing where I was always like, I don't think I'd want to live in a townhouse. Like we live in an apartment, but like I don't think like people buy townhouses. Like I don't think I'd buy a
Oh
townhouse. I
hell
don't really see the
no.
benefit, especially like around here. It's like, all right, you're gonna pay 600,000 for a townhouse.
Yeah, that's fucking
Ooh,
sick, man. We got some in the bird that I know are shitty because they built them so fast. And you're right, it was like starting at 580, and I was like 580 for a fucking townhouse. Like, are you serious?
bro, no
That's
yard,
stupid.
right next to each other. Like they look cool.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
Or here in Charlotte, we got like the vertical living, so it'll be like fucking 4 floors, and I think those are like townhouse adjacent as well. And to me, it's
Mhm.
like, bro, like at that rate, I'm gonna just go like if it's the view, I want the roof because they all got like the rooftops. I'll just go get like a like high rise apartment in Charlotte because you're probably paying the same thing. It's a less upkeep, and I would much rather have it all on one floor. Like the idea of having to go up 3, 4 floors for shit, sick.
Yeah, no townhouse out. Starter house also out. Toxic mindset maybe, but also I'd rather just get a nicer house if I can afford
Absolutely.
it, which is the
Also,
main thing at the end of the day.
random housing apartment tidbit. One of my dudes, he in from New York today. I was chilling with him at work. Just met him actually, but he cool. He was saying that he used to run a DHL up there, and they used to do like small parcel, which is like deliveries to businesses, homeowners, shit like that. And he was saying from in Manhattan, from 72nd Street down, if your building is under 5 floors, they do not have to have an elevator. And apparently, his cousin just moved into a fourth floor of an apartment or whatever. He was like, it's
Mm-mm.
480 square feet. They're paying 1,200 a month, and it's a hall bathroom. And the hall bathroom is on the second floor. He's on floor 4 or 5, and he was like, it's no elevator. And he was trying to sell me. He was like, man, but the thing is, like, you're in the city. They've got everything. You want Chinese food? We got it. You want pizza? We got it. He was like, it's just the city's always alive. And I was like, buddy, I'm not going to lie to you. That's every city in America. And you're not living like a fucking, like, caged animal.
Bro, listen, we got friends who live in New York. Some people love it. We went. I was like, this is cool for like 2 days. After that, I was like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
Like the city's
Yeah.
always alive. I don't need all this energy. I want to
Couldn't do it.
relax,
I could not do that lame shit, man.
bro.
And there's no, I'm sorry. When I see the TikToks where he told me about it, when I see people talk about it, I know one girl who had a hall bathroom situation in New York and she only stayed for 2 months and then she just broke the lease and left. Um, I couldn't do it. The thought of living in an apartment with that many strangers of different like age groups, the different like hours of work, and there being one hall bath, like one section of the building that was a hall bathroom for 4 floors. What the fuck are we doing?
Bro, this is worse than college. If you had like a
Yeah.
shared bathroom,
He said that he went in his cousin's bathroom or whatever, and he was like, you had to like tilt to use the toilet if you were going to sit down because the door doesn't open all the way. And he was like, they added additional square feet for storage. And he was like, it's literally just like additional cabinets that like pulled down over top of the washer and dryer. And I was like, I'm not doing with no New York bullshit. Like, that's stupid.
bro. New York, like the way they live makes no sense to me. You got to
It's
pay like 4 grand a month to get like a decent place. It's insane.
no, like, truly.
If you
It's
want like
insane.
1 bedroom, 4 grand, 2 bedroom, 4 grand, like it's one bath. It's insane.
The few people I know who live in New York and like look like they're living well, I really wonder, like, how far is this? Like, who gave you this money and why is it going so far for you?
For you gotta, I mean, if you're not a lawyer or like working in finance or something in New York, I don't know how you survive.
Yeah, I've got. Jeez.
You need that big. We're talking like 200 grand a year over kind of salary.
And that shit, like, once you dumb it down, is like fucking 80,000 anywhere else due to the
Oof.
cost of living for them.
Getting like 50% of your income is all taxed.
Yeah.
100K gone.
Hate it.
All right. We were talking wedding stuff this week. Group chat was popping off. Wedding playlist. What can and cannot make it?
Um, Probably not like just just because it's songs you like probably doesn't get to make the wedding playlist. So like me liking rap and shit, probably most of that probably doesn't actually get to make a playlist. Some hip hop, yeah, definitely like some pop, some R&B, some of the like classics, like some of the sing along, dance alongs. But realistically, the amount of music you like is probably way longer than the 5 6 hours you're gonna pay the DJ to be there. Then you got to keep in mind like you're gonna have speeches, you're gonna have like different things going on, you're gonna have people talking. So you're really probably looking for like 3.5 to 4 hours of music. And then once you dumb that down to like when you're planning on getting rowdy, when you're not planning on getting rowdy, you're gonna need some slow music, you're gonna need some classics. You probably really don't get to hear as much of the bops or your favorites as you think you will.
I'll give you a little insight, little idea that I have that me and Anna have because I had this similar discussion where I was like, listen, you know, there's songs that we like that you wouldn't play because it would kill the dance floor. It just is what it is, right? So for our cocktail hour, I made a playlist of songs that we want to hear. It's just gonna be played because it's
Yeah,
like cocktail hour music is gonna be background anyway.
that's pretty much
Like
what
it's
it
not gonna
is.
be bassing. So like you can just play whatever you want to hear for that hour, and then rest of the night songs that are just gonna keep the dance floor popping.
Yeah. No, that's definitely solid. I'm gonna actually pitch that to Mariah. That's very solid.
Because it is your day. Like
It
it's a
is.
party for people, but it is your day, so you should have a little bit of enjoyment in the songs that you want to hear.
That's a fact. And that's why I plan on getting most of the pictures. Like we're gonna get a lot of the pictures, hopefully, before the ceremony. Cause
Hmm.
that's what a couple of the weddings we've recently been to did. So they were able to enjoy the cocktail hour as well. I'm not expecting to get all the cocktail hour, but if I can get like 30 minutes of it, that's solid.
Yeah, when we were Anna's sisters, they did a bunch of them beforehand, and then when they did right after the ceremony, they just pretty much told like the family that they wanted stay back, had a list. Just they stood there, ran through the photos real quick, half an hour, and then you're out of there. Definitely
Yeah,
recommend.
that's what I need.
Yeah. No, I think wedding playlists, like, I think you just gotta have songs that keep people on the dance floor. I was
Mhm.
telling Anna this the other day because we went out to a bar crawl on Saturday. I almost think it might be better to have like club versions of some songs just because like no one needs to hear the whole wobble.
Yeah.
Like just you can hit like clubs and like let your DJ kind of actually DJ so you can keep
Hmm.
like switching vibe, get good songs in, and then keep people dancing. Because the
I
worst is you
agree.
put a song on there, kills the dance floor, and then it's hard to get people back out there.
I agree. At no point we're gonna have like two sections. Really, it's gonna be like the like R&B, poppy, slow, not slow, but like just those vibes until
Hmm.
like 7:45, 8, and then after that is when it's gonna get rowdy from like 8 to 10 when it closes. So at that point, it's definitely gonna be like if I was at the club and they play all 6 minutes of a song, I'd be like, the fuck is going on? So you're right. You
Yeah.
got to like chop it. You got to put like 2 minutes to keep it pushing to the next one. Because realistically, I listen to a ton of music. He's going to have endless songs that he can put on that joint that'll keep the like vibes up. But by no means do I want to hear six no hands. I do not want to hear no hands all the way through. I don't want to hear the wobble all the way through. I don't want to hear all of the Cupid shuffle. Like no chance.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on what your DJ is like about and how much you want to micromanage it. Like I saw one where some lady sent her DJ like a very detailed, like song by song, like this period of time, like from 105 to 215, play this transition. So if your DJ fucks with that, you could really control your vibes if you really want to.
No, that would be crazy. We're gonna give them like our songs for like different things, but outside of that, we're just gonna give him the playlist on which playlist is before 8, which is after, and from there he can
Hmm.
do what he wants. He's an alpha. He's one of Big B's guys, so apparently he DJs most of their functions. It should be lit. I'm hoping I don't have to micromanage this.
Yeah, we had a meeting with our planner yesterday, and she was telling us like you might want to like consider someone who's actually worked at your venue because there's pretty much like no internet service or Wi-Fi up there, so that's like a pretty substantial difference from like most locations. I was like, oh, that's fair. This is probably going to cost me more money now, but it's probably
No,
fine.
that is. What y'all got like a wedding planner, or y'all got like a day of?
It's like a day of, but like they start working with us 90 days out. But when we booked, we had like up to 60 days from the
Mm-hmm.
booking time to have like one meeting with them.
Okay.
So that ended up being yesterday when we didn't really record. Well, it started at like 4 to like 5:30, but we got a lot of stuff knocked out, which is good.
Hey, we left. We sat down with our bartender yesterday for 45 minutes just to like make sure we had everything squared away. And like I thought it was going to be like a 5 minute checklist. Nah, she was definitely like 40, 45. And she went over a lot of different things, whether it was quantity or what to get, what not to get, why not to get certain things. And I was like, dang, this was like very informative. And I think at that point it was like, well, duh, we needed this because she does this every day. I was talking to some of my
Mm,
boys who are bartenders or who had open bars and shit, and they were just kind of telling me what they did. And I was like, well, I'm gonna talk to the girl who does this like for a living because I'm sure she's seen it all, which she pretty much has. And her biggest thing, honestly, the biggest takeaway, we already had like pretty much the alcohol amount on lock. She helped us fine tune that when it came to like beer, seltzer, cider. She pretty much gave us a plan on like, hey, like get like 48 seltzer and like 24 two different beers because nobody going for that when you got the lick. But her
mhm,
biggest takeaway was like, don't get no gin because we were really getting like one of every spirit outside of cognac. And she was
mhm.
like, unless you're going to take shots, which our venue says we can't, we're going to work around that and do shooters. We're just going to do kamikaze shooters. So we scratched the tequila because like a lot of people don't like make drinks with tequila for real, for real. So we scratched
Yeah.
the tequila. And then she was like, yeah, don't get any gin because you're going to waste your money because like that's the one that I sent home with people the most. And I was like,
So you pretty
probably,
much got vodka, rum, whiskey.
you said what?
So you pretty much have vodka, rum, whiskey.
Yeah. Vodka, rum,
Okay.
whiskey, and then wine because it is a winery.
Mm,
So pretty much got to buy some of her shit.
gotcha. Yeah. I'm very excited and also terrified to think about how much alcohol I'm gonna have to buy. But I'm going to Delaware and I'm going to Costco and I'm getting it for the low. I'm hoping I was thinking about this, buying it there and being like, but can I pick it up in Virginia but then not pay the taxes? I'm trying to
I
big
don't know if
brain
you
it.
can do that, maybe, but I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, the alcohol is nowhere. Depending on the size, the alcohol ain't as crazy as I thought it would be for real. Like the
Mm,
lick is probably like $500, 600.
that's
Because
not bad.
she broke it down like number wise and like how many drinks the average person will have, and then you've got like the people who will come back for like fifth, sixth, seventh drinks, and then it's like the serving size that she's pouring, and the amounts you'll need ain't that crazy. If you get like a relatively like decent brand, you won't spend too crazy. And we went like middle shelf brand, so. But I think what helped, you'll be able to go to ours first and kind of see like what works and doesn't work, which is solid, and whatever other weddings you have. Me and Mariah are now done with weddings up until October. We have one pretty much right before ours. Praise God, we don't have any more to go to. But the last one we went to, beautiful wedding, but it did like tap me in on some things that I would do different, like some things that we got opportunities on. So that
Mm,
helps.
that is always it's so different like going to weddings now when you're planning it and you're like, oh, I wouldn't
Yeah,
have done that. Or I don't know, what are we doing here with this? Like,
shit I would not have cared about before. It's like, hey, yo, like, why those tables got different color tablecloths? I could not do that shit.
this podcast is slowly going to be turning into us talking about our wedding planning and like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, why does it cost this much to do this shit? Like, fuck.
Bro, all this shit, all the bread I spent this weekend, I feel like I was talking to the boys nonstop about different wedding shit. With the bartender, with the fucking caterers, God, no, but they're fine. Those niggas is paid, so they're toast. The DJ, there's so much bread I had to put out.
Yeah, yeah. And it is stupid. This is the last thing we'll get to top five. It's stupid how, in theory, a lot of it's like you put a deposit and then they want to get paid like fucking 2 weeks beforehand, and you're like,
Yeah.
you want me to come up with all this money right at 2 weeks?
Our caterer, he told us because it was the same thing. It was a deposit, and it was like this has to be paid. We're getting married on a Saturday. This has to be paid that Monday, but he doesn't take payments. And I was like, what the fuck, nigga? I was like, so I can't like call you and send you 400 at a time here and there just to break it down. I was like, this is a lot of bread, like 500 at a time. When I got, and he was like, nah, it's got to be one payment. And I was like, that's fucking stupid. Um, our venue payment we were allowed to break down, but she would only let us break it down to like 2000s pretty much. So I was like,
Mm,
come on, y'all are tripping. Like, long as you get your money, who the fuck cares when you get it? Long as you get it along the way.
There was probably someone who was like, "Here's $50 this week. Here's like 100," and they were like, "We're not doing this shit again.
Yeah,
This
it
is
became
too
much
much."
shorter for them to track it. I bet. Oh,
I'd be like, "No, what are we?" They're like, "Here's a roll of quarters." Like, I just count that up. Like, no.
sheesh.
All right. Uh, we'll make this quick because we're running. This is probably one of our longer ones in a while. It's been a great time though.
Oh, it is.
Before we get into our next topic, we wanted to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this week's episode, Zencastr. When we first started recording PorchTlk, we were using whatever rinky-dink setup we could, but we realized we needed to step our game up to a legit setup, and that's where Zencastr came in. It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log into your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guest. Feel a sense of zen knowing Zencastr's multi-layered backups ensure you always have your recordings in the highest quality, even if the connection is unstable. Trust me, I know. If you have thought about podcasting before and realized that you need a lot of different tools and services, those days are over. With Zencastr's all-in-one podcasting platform, you can create your podcast all in one place and distribute it to Spotify, Apple, and other major destinations. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code PorchTlk and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same easy experience we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story, and honestly, they have a free plan too if you need it. It's just as good. Shout out to Zencastr, and let's get back to the episode. Top 5 things to do on July 4th. I figure we do it now because by the time the next week's episode would drop, it would be after July 4th or on July 4th.
Oh,
Damn,
you're
I don't
right.
know.
Top 5. Not a big fuck the firework. Cookout. So gotta have a cookout. Gotta get some drinks in. 2, it's cookout adjacent crabs. Gotta get some crabs on the 4th of July. I don't know if other people do it. That's just a my family thing. Gotta get some crabs in. 3, I haven't done it yet, but a bar crawl. I've seen some 4th of July weekend bar crawls, so that's pretty lit. You probably have a good time on that. 4, relax, stay in, enjoy be to yourself. It's a weekday this year, so you'll have a Thursday off in the middle of the week. Go crazy. 5. I'll put fireworks for 5 just for some lights.
Pretty similar idea, at least for the first one. I was like, cookout or barbecue has to be number 1. Just
Yeah.
you can't go wrong with that. Number 2, hit the pool. It's been real hot this week, so I'm hoping it carries over into next week.
God dang, it's been hot.
Yeah. Number 3, hit the beach. Kind of a double dip, but beach is a whole different vibe. You can get a lot out there. You can do a little cookout, and we'll do
Yeah.
whatever. Number 4, day drink. It is a Thursday, but you can still get it off. And my number 5 is take off Friday to have a 4-day weekend. People, I'm giving you it might be a little late, but take off that Friday 4-day weekend. Don't fuck around with it.
Yeah, that's actually goated. That's crazy. Shout out, definitely left one out on accident. Outlets. They be having crazy jails on like fucking Labor Day, Christopher Columbus Day, but Memorial Day, shit like that. They definitely got a sale going on 4th of July. Outlets. That's the honorable mention. Be at the
I'll have to
outlets.
look at that. Yeah, honestly, like I wouldn't hit the beach because I feel like that's a nightmare of everybody going to the beach. But
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't have thought of outlets. I'll have to look to see if there's any nearby.
Yeah, they be having crazy sales. They had a crazy Labor Day sale. I know they got Memorial Day sales, so that's definitely what you got to do. Fucking also, like, shout out Juneteenth tomorrow. Happy early Juneteenth, happy late Juneteenth, because this might drop
Yeah.
afterwards. Just Juneteenth for real. It's like Morgan to skip the Juneteenth episode. She hates black folk. That's nothing new.
Are you off tomorrow?
Nah.
Damn. My
Yeah, that
company gave me
Juneteenth
off.
shit
Credit
worked
to me.
like. You said you're off?
Yeah.
Really? Damn.
Yeah.
I feel like Juneteenth worked like that year of COVID, like because it was also like the year of BLM. Nobody remembers that, by the way. They remember 2020 for COVID. They do not remember 2020 for BLM. And then like after 2020, they floated it out there. 2021, they were seeing if anybody was going to press them. By 2022, Juneteenth as a holiday was off the records.
Yeah, I was talking to Anna's sister's husband. He was like, "We had a beginning, and then they just took it away." And I was
Yeah.
like, "You hate to see it." Yeah, they really did. They were like, "This one, we're not gonna let this one stick, right,
Yeah.
guys?" Like,
HR wrote a new policy ASAP.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, no, we did it one time. That's probably about it. That's enough. Oh shit, I forgot we have real ones only. All right, I'll make this quick. Throne bathroom. So we were down in DC for a bar crawl. And you know how sometimes it is like going places like if you're in a bar, it's packed, so like the bathroom's a nightmare.
Hmm.
Restaurants are like, oh, you got to be a paying customer. So out in DuPont Circle, I was like, damn, I really got to pee. Like, we got to go somewhere. Maybe we'll go back to the Shake Shack nearby. I saw this thing. It was like a throne bathroom. You literally like scan a QR code, it texts you, and then it just opens the door to this like very nicely well maintained porta potty. This is a game changer. If they put these in like more public places, because that's the worst when you got to take a piss and then there's like nowhere to go and you're like, damn, like I don't want to blah blah blah. Like, no, makes your life easier. Nice,
Feels
well
kind of
maintained porta
elitist.
potty. So I'm a big fan of that.
I'm interested. It just feels kind of elitist.
It definitely is, but it's probably why it was a nicer and clean bathroom because not everybody could get into it.
Hey, I'm all for elitism. I am.
I thought I was gonna have to pay, but it was free, and I was like, "Hold on, this is nice. Like, let's go."
I'm not gonna lie. For a reasonable price, I'd consider paying for a clean bathroom that I knew was guaranteed clean. Out
I
on
wouldn't
like
be mad
out at
at it,
like the bars or out on the town and shit, I'd pay $4 or $5 for a clean bathroom.
bro. If you need it,
Especially
like if you're drunk,
if I was gonna say if already drinking, yeah, you can get $5 out of me.
yeah. If the line's long and you're like, "Man, clean bathroom, I can go right now."
Yep.
Forget about it. House of Dragons Return. I have not watched the first episode yet, but you said it airs so late. You're
Yeah.
so washed.
It airs too late, and I'm behind on House of Dragon. I'm behind on Love Island. They just gotta stop
Mm.
dropping episodes at like 8, 9 o'clock. Like that's insane.
Well, isn't Love Island the one that they drop an episode like every day besides the
Every
weekend?
day except for Sunday and Friday or Saturday. Yeah, so 5 new episodes a week. They're about an hour long. They drop at like
Mm-mm.
9 o'clock. It, the problem is we're 2 episodes behind right now. We got the group chat where we like talk with them about it. Paige in there, Morgan's in there. The problem is like if you get too far behind, you're just toast. There's no catching up. I know Ethan got like 4 episodes behind last week, and he had to spend all Saturday catching up. That's 4 hours of Love Island. You got to like commit to watching because if you get any more than like 3 or 4 episodes, the whole season is gone because you're never catching up.
Well, don't they do like we watched one season, but don't they have like one of the episodes is like a summary thing?
They used to have the summary. I don't think they have the summary this year. This year they like replaced the summary episode with a foreshadowing of like what's to come next week. Because they're like dropping new people into the island, so it's like a what's to come. You like get to meet those people before they come to the island and shit.
This might be a hot take. Um, Love Island might be like an unemployed friend TV show because who has time to watch all that
No,
then?
I'm not gonna lie. The people I know who really be on top of it, yeah, yeah, they got time on their hands. And this is what I absolutely say: no shade, we're all shade. If you're having to watch US and UK right now at the same time, that's every day an episode is dropping for US and UK. That's 2 hours max. You miss one day, you're automatically 4 hours behind. You're unemployed. You have to be. There's no explanation for that shit.
Bro, there's just not. You get off of work, you gotta cook, you gotta work out, like whatever, and then you gotta watch 2 hours of TV. It's bedtime. Like, what are we talking about? There's not enough time.
Yeah, there's not enough time to do.
Yeah, I liked Love Island. We watched the first like one of the first seasons of it, but I was like, there's too many episodes. Like, this is
I
insane.
agree.
Yeah, we'll catch up. I'll watch House of Dragons. Probably watch episode 1 and 2 by the time we record next time, so we can get a little
Yeah,
summary for that.
with the House of Dragons, I'll probably get it done by like a week's end
Yeah.
because Love Island's got us behind on like all of our shows. Sadly, I think we
So
got episode shy.
do you guys watch just the U.S. version of Love Island, or are you
Just
also
the
watching the
US. I
UK?
do not watch the UK bullshit. People like that one. I just can't get into it. And they air at like the same time. They're like staggered by like 10 days. I'm not watching two at the same time.
Jesus. All right, let's wrap this up because that means you probably got another episode of Love Island to watch when you get off
I
here.
do. I think we have two. We have two. We have two or three.
All right, let's get to some music and TV.
Music, shit. TV wise, Love Island. Music. I just say that. That is not what I've been listening to. I don't know what the fuck is going on my phone. That shit is weird. Um, Summer 24, 5 a.m. in Philly. That Meek goes crazy.
Damn, Meek. Haven't heard that. Haven't listened to Meek in forever.
Yeah, I know.
Music wise, I'm gonna go with "Hot to Go" by Chapel Roan. I heard that on the bar crawl. It's been stuck in my head. It's a very catchy song. TV wise, been rewatching The Office. I might make a video for TikTok because I gotta ask single people why they hate when people on dating apps reference The Office. It's such a good show. It still
Yeah,
holds up so well.
I think the problem is it's like so outdated now. Like depending on like how old you are, you might be off of dating apps, and if you're that like 21, 22, I don't know how much it hits because you would have been like what 9 or 10 watching The Office. I don't know if your peers were watching it like that.
It's so good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the youths get their opinions on this.
It is goaded.
All right, we're gonna wrap this podcast up. Thank you for listening. Always, you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Porch Talk, No A. You can find us on YouTube. You can watch this on Spotify and YouTube. Leave us your own Apple podcast. Usually on Spotify. Share the podcast with a friend. Really appreciate you for listening. Back next week. Peace.